Hi there guys, this is my first YouTube video. I've been asked to do it by Mike from MCQ Bushcraft. He's a good friend of mine. This is my 72-hour pack. I was thinking, what's the best video that I've seen on YouTube, or the video that's most helped me? And most of the videos I tend to watch are actually kit reviews. I don't know if anybody else out there is like that, but this is my take upon my kit. It's a 72-hour bug out or bushcraft bag, depending on how you wanted to see it. This is how I use it. This is how it stays in my van, just in case. Yeah, let's get started. It is a 72-hour rush pack from 511. It's a really good bag. I will probably be doing some reviews over the time on kit that's inside of it and the bag itself. Obviously, it depends on how much people ask for it and how many, if anybody enjoys this video, to be completely honest with you. As I said, it is my first video. Right then, I'll start off with stuff on the outside of the pack. It is, as I said, a really, really good pack. It is mostly waterproof, etc., etc. Start off with, in this little patch here, I keep a basher. It's a British Army basher. It's a 2.5 metre by 1.5 metre, I think. Bit of cover, keep you dry, that sort of stuff. So that's one of the, obviously the 5 C's. I built some of the bits on Dave Canterbury's 5 C's of survivability. So there's your first C, cover, okay? Keep yourself dry, keep yourself warm, alright? Other sides, on this side of the pack, I keep a Baco Laplander with a leather pouch. This attaches onto the bag, so onto the bout, sorry. So yeah, really good pouch. Laplander, I'm sure you've all seen one before. Really good saw. Loads and loads of reviews on YouTube on this. I haven't had a problem with it. Touch wood. Yeah, yeah, haven't had any problems with this. Had it a couple of years. It's had some really good use. I've cut oak, larch, birch. I've cut pretty much everything with this. Really, really good saw. So yeah, that goes in that side. Along with a Halterfus. This is a stainless steel one. This was about £5 from Amazon. Really, really good knife, guys. Obviously, I don't want to leave a really expensive knife. I've got a Damascus knife that I use for the bushcrafting side of it. Yeah, 4 or 5 quid. Stainless steel, full Scandi grind. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Nice and easy to sharp, nice and easy to look after, and it doesn't really matter if I lose it, to be honest, from that side of the view. I've got an SE Zulu upstairs as well, which I use as a neck knife for the bushcrafting side of the stuff. This is how I use it as a survival pack, as I said, in the back of my van. 72-hour, etc., etc., bug out bag, however you want to see it. It is a little bit more bushcraft than most kits you'll see, but that's because that's my hobby. So yeah, that stays in that side pouch. Also alongside that, this is a Black Widow catapult. I haven't actually changed the rubbers on this, but I have got to get around to changing those at some point to make it a little bit more powerful. I'm not actually that good with it. I have practiced. You know, I might be able to bring down a little bit of small game with it. I'm fairly accurate, but will I ever really get around to using it in a 72-hour sort of thing? I don't know, but it's in there, doesn't take up much weight, stays in the bottom of this area here. So yeah, good catapult there. Ammunition for the catapult, that's in a Jack Pike pouch. I actually found this in a random store that's around the corner from me in sort of like a market area. It's designed for keeping ammunition for an air rifle, really, but I find it works equally well with small ball bearings. I don't know if you can see that there. Yeah, small ball bearings for the catapult. So yeah, that's that pouch. Nothing else in there, guys. In this side of the pouch, I don't know if you can see that on camera. 2 litre water bottle. It's just steel table water from Tesco's, about 12p, 19p, something along those lines. There are ways in this pack of getting more water or of purifying water, but if I can keep it on me, I can keep it on me. It's water in a plastic bottle at the end of the day. Obviously, I know about the disadvantages to keeping water in plastic bottles, but at the end of the day, there's not really much else I can keep it in and keep it fresh for a long time that will stay in the van for a long time. So yeah, water in the other side of the pouch. So that's that. Top of the bag, we'll start off with a small pouch here. Inside of here is a glow stick. This is mainly for, well, keeping my camp light at night. I do keep a torch in here as well, which you'll see in a bit. Yeah, what I tend to do is if I've set up my basher, I'll set up a ridge line. I'll crack this and leave it on the ridge line at the end of the ridge line so I can find my camp again at night if I have to go out to get more wood or anything along those lines. It just gives it a light area. This one's a blue one, 8 hours. Quite good, quite cheap. Again, Amazon buy. Inside this is some Mayan dust or fat wood. This was actually a gift off, I think it was my mum a couple of years ago. Haven't really got around to using very much, but I don't really like Mayan dust that much. I will use all of it, so it's a good container for other things. Don't know what I'm going to put in it yet, but it's a container and it's stuff I can use for a fire. So yeah, that's in there. Also in there, I keep these two little fake leather pouches. They're only fake leather because I didn't manage to get hold of decent leather, which is the right size. So I will upgrade these eventually. Pouches are nice and easy to make, to be honest, guys. Inside of here is more tinder. These ones are mainly mushroom fawn tinders. So we've got some amadou there. Don't know if you can see that. It's like a dense cotton wool from a horse's hoof fungus. You need to sort of process this down. I'll leave a link underneath for the guy that actually gave me this. It's Mike from MCQ Bushcraft. We are quite good friends. This is something he's given me. I have tried it a couple of times with other things. Really works well, but you need something to transfer it to. Also in here are bits of crab balls. I don't know if you can see that, guys. Again, check out MCQ Bushcraft's video. He's got some on that. Cramp balls, really good form of tinder. I've got a couple in here. There's another bigger one there. You might be able to see a little bit better. Yeah, more tinder, quite good. So yeah, that's that. That's one pouch. The other pouch had just fallen out as I stood up. This one inside of here is cat's tail. This is like a cotton wool type substance. I won't get all of it out just because my wife will kill me. I don't know if you can see that there, guys. It's really good for going inside of nests, really good for helping starting fires. It burns really quickly, guys, so if you do see any and use any, you need to use it really fast and make sure you've got everything set up around you for the fire, so you know your kindling, your tinder, etc. So yeah, that's that. A little bit of cotton wool, again, just in case I need to start a fire, so that can go there as well. In here is also silver birch. Again, this is sort of more along the lines of the bushcrafting side rather than the survival side. We all know that silver birch really burns really well. You can, you know, rub it along with a knife until you get a nice fine pile of dust. Set a light to that with a ferro rod, and you got yourself a decent fire. Burns really hot, really well. Yeah, that stays in there. There's about 6 or 7 sheets in there. I won't get it out. I'll mess up the carpet and then I'll end up hoovering it again. So yeah, that's that pouch. Excuse me. Inside this pouch, it stays on the outside of the bag. I don't know if you can see that, guys. I'll lift the bag up. Yeah, this pouch here. Inside of here. What I will say about this bag, guys, as I said, I will probably be doing a review on it. This bag has got some fantastic areas where you can put things. It's really well compartmentalised. I think that's the right word anyway. So yeah, here you go. Inside of here, sorry, that's undone. I should have done that last time. Are some tack ties, which are really good for attaching things to bags, and some grim locks, which are like plastic. I don't know what you'd call them. Yeah, plastic locking devices. I don't know if you can see that. Really good for attaching things onto my bag. A lot of the things in this bag, or some of these things in this bag, actually attach to my belt when I'm walking around, either doing the bushcraft side of things or the survival kind of things. I can set up a camp, leave this bag in, take the stuff on my belt and just go out for a wander and a forage, or go out for a small hunt. But that attaches some of the stuff onto my bags, which you'll see later, along with these. Sometimes it'll attach onto the back of my bag. These are quite cool. I can't remember the name of these, but I will think of it later for you. Yeah, so inside there are grimlocks. Inside this part, that is a compass. It's a surveyor's compass, or a military style compass. I got this really cheap off Amazon. Amazon advertised it as a damaged box, but I'm not really going to keep it in a cardboard box, so I thought, let's get it, £3, can't go wrong. And it's made mostly out of steel, so you can't really go wrong for a decent compass. I probably will invest in one of the small plastic ones that you can use for orienteering, that kind of stuff, but at the moment, that was cheap, nice and easy. Also inside there, guys, is a multi-tool. This is a really cheap one. I don't have the money for a Leatherman, unfortunately. I'd really like one, so if anybody wants to donate one, yeah, I'd be much obliged. This one is a Euro hike make. It was from, I think it was Millets for about £6. It does actually have a spring in between. I don't know if you can see that. So yeah, makes it really easy. I can take things out of the fire with it. You know, it's got a knife and all the other odds and ends that you need for a multi-tool. So yeah, not a bad multi-tool. It is a rubber handle though, so you know, you get the benefit of it being more comfy in the hand, but yeah, there you go. So that's that. Also inside this pack, day wipes, you know, for the essentials, you know, cleaning kit, cleaning yourself, yeah, wiping your backside. You can use mosses and so on and so forth from the sort of bushcraft side of things, but yeah, it's not really nice having a dirty backside, is it? So baby wipes, must have. Also inside of here is a Collins gem. I don't know if anybody else has seen these guys. They are absolutely brilliant. I've got a couple of these. There's another one in this pack actually, I'll show you later. It's a Collins gem, you know, pocket-sized SAS survival guide. Really, really good book. I keep this in a plastic sheet just to keep it dry. This bag is mostly waterproof. Obviously I wouldn't stick it in a lake and test it, but I have taken it out in the rain and nothing inside the pack has got wet. It is all double stitched and it's got a decent sort of cover over the zip, so even the zip doesn't leak. So yeah. Again guys, really, really good pack. Can't really recommend this enough. Also in here, excuse me, is some insect repellent. Not really that necessary for a 72-hour pack, but I do find that if I'm in certain areas that I get, you know, mosquitoes and things like that, and they're just infuriating, kind of annoying. So I do keep that in there just to keep them away. Can't think if there's anything else. Oh, of course there is. I also keep a Vargo titanium stove. This is sort of the volcano shaped one. Really, really light, takes up no weight. Used it a couple of times, guys. It does boil water quite fast. You do need to keep feeding wood into it though, because it does burn it very, very quick. Obviously it depends on the wood you're using, but it is quite small, so you need to use small bits of wood so they burn really, really fast. Obviously the added benefit is that they burn really, really quick, and they burn really, really hot. So yeah, that's quite good. I also keep a glove in here. This is a welder's glove. I find that this is really good for moving around fire, taking pots and stuff in and out of fire, you know, baked beans, anything along those lines, depending on what I'm going out with. Yeah, really, really good. Can't complain with that. That is, I think, everything in that side. Oh, no, one more thing that I nearly forgot, guys. Another one of the C's from Dave Canterbury's. It is actually cover again. This is a Mylar bivvy bag. Okay, I do keep another bivvy bag in here. This is a thermal Mylar one, you know, the ones that bounce like 90% of your body's heat back into you. Again, Amazon buy, £4 or £5. Does take up a bit of space, but I've not used it obviously because it's sealed. But I have used other Mylar things, other Mylar blankets and stuff when I've been camping. So yeah. Bit of a 72-hour bit, more than a bushcraft bit, that piece. Okay, right then, on the other side of the bag, before I get to the main compartment, I do keep on the right arm a Maxpedition barnacle pouch. That's on by one of those plastic ties you saw earlier, guys. It's on there. Okay. In here are some basics that I keep. I keep the Essie Survival card that comes with an Essie knife. As I said, I do own the Essie Zulu. Quite a cool piece of kit, that one. It's got you know, ground to air distress signals, short-term survival tips. It's got a little ruler on there for doing, you know, map reading. Yeah, cool little card, a little bit of a morale boost more than anything. I also keep in here, guys, a Pro Knot card, which has just got a few knots on it basically. We all know a few basic knots. I know a few more slightly advanced ones that I use for my ridge lines, but you can never know enough knots, can you? Let's be honest. Yeah, great little card. Again, really, really cheap. The bushcraftstore.co.uk, I think I got this one from. Same place I got the Laplander sheath from. Yeah, so inside of here I keep a jet screen torch, a jet screen whistle on a neck lanyard. Really, really good whistle, guys. Yeah, what else can you say about a whistle? Very, very strong. They claim on the advertisement one of the strongest in the world. Yeah, really, really good. Also a ferrocerium rod. I use this ferrocerium rod with my knife. Yeah, what else can you say about a ferrocerium rod, guys? it's great, good for starting fire. A couple of thousand goes on that one. That's the biggest one they do. I don't know if you can see that there. It is quite a large ferroterium rod. Yeah, that stays in there. I also keep a lighter. Around that lighter you'll notice there's some tape. That's tarp repair tape. Me and Mike went out on a camp, God, a couple of months ago now. We had a fire that really spat, put a couple of holes in my tarp. So I got a roll of tarp repair tape. It was about 50 metres long and I didn't really need that much, so I've repaired a couple of patches on my tarp, put a little bit around the lighter so I can keep it with my kit as well, just in case. Yeah, it's tape. It's not duct tape, but it is really strong, guys. Really good. I also keep a steel for a flint and steel in there. There is a flint in there, but I won't bother getting it out. We all know what flint looks like. That again is more bushcraft than survival, but I'd rather have it in my kit with me. So yeah, that's in there as well. Also in there is a magnifying glass. We can use that to start fires, help us find, you know, splinters, ticks, that kind of stuff to pull out. Yeah, I have used it to make fire a couple of times, but unfortunately I live in England, so the weather's never really that great. So yeah, that's in there as well. I think that's pretty much it for that. Yep, that's everything in that pouch. Right then guys, time to get to the main part of the kit. I don't know if you can see this very well, but the kit, the bag is actually quite large. But what happens with this bag is it falls apart like this, okay? So you can get a nice big layout. I don't know if you can see that there. Let's try and move the back. Yep, there you go. Stand that back up so you can see me. How's that? Fantastic. Right, this bag, as I said guys, is great. It's got some really good compartmentalisation. In here is a Gore-Tex bivy bag. This was actually a gift from Mike as well. He said he wasn't going to use it, and I knew exactly what I could do with it. It's part of the 72-hour kit. I have used it once or twice. It's really good. Breathable, damp proof, really good. Keeps you quite warm. In here is my ridgeline. Other bits of paracord for holding down my tarp. I've also got a few carabiners here. When I go camping guys, I go in a hammock, so yeah, it's got whoopee slings, carabiners, ridgeline, basic paracords, all to tie to trees. So yeah, that's in there. I've also got a Maxpedition roly-poly pack. This is the Mega Roly-Poly. Excuse me. I'll roll this one out for you guys. It is absolutely huge, as you can see. This one will attach to my belt along with the knife and the Laplander and this pouch, which I'll go through last. So yeah, I'll put that down there. This, as I said guys, Maxpedition Roly-Poly, Mega Roly-Poly pack. It rolls up quite small, as you saw before I got it out. Really good. I'll attach this to my bag when I'm going, or my belt, sorry, when I'm going foraging for food, or if I'm going for tinder, that kind of stuff. Yeah, really good. Also in this pack, I don't know if you can quite see the pack on there guys, you probably can't, it's not very good to be honest, is a pair of over trousers. These are Berghaus deluge trousers. They are really good. I've actually sat inside of a puddle and stayed completely dry. I know you're thinking, well that was stupid sitting in a puddle, but I was waiting for something to come out of the woods. Yeah, really good trousers. Over trousers, can't go wrong with. I've also got a poncho, British Army poncho. This is the kind with the metal eyelets in, guys. I can use this to make myself an extra shouter along with the basher, or maybe it's a ground sheet to keep myself off the ground when I've got the basher above me. Yeah, or as a coat like it's meant to be used. So yeah, really good British DPM poncho. I've also got inside the bottom of here, and sort of right at the bottom of the bag, spare pair of trousers, spare pair of underwear, spare pair of socks. Can't go wrong with a spare pair of socks, guys. If you're walking around the wood, I use boots that are waterproof, but sometimes, you know, it splashes over the top, gets your socks wet and dirty. Spare pair of socks. Can't go wrong. In a dry bag, in the bottom of my bag. Again, this can be used as a container, which is another one of Dave Canterbury's 5 C's, container. Okay guys, I've got a couple of those in here as well. So yeah, dry bag. Going on to the actual container I use, this is a Great Designs, I think it's the 18 ounce, 32 ounce, sorry, my mistake, sorry. It's 1820, yeah, 1820 surgical steel, or 1810 surgical steel, whatever it is. Really, really good. It's got a really wide bottle, guys. Really wide mouth. I haven't used this to boil water, but I have been out with people that have got their own and have used theirs. I just haven't been camping since I've got this. It's actually quite a new item to the kit. So yeah, I haven't used that one yet. I usually use this, which I'll show you in a second. That should just all fallen open. So yeah, I keep that inside of another Maxpedition roly-poly pouch. This is the smaller version, the standard version they use. Okay. You might have been able to hear all that falling out, but inside of here, it's all fallen out because I tried making this video before, guys, and I sounded like a complete idiot, so I'm redoing it. Okay, so inside of here is the Snow Peak 900. It comes with a frying pan lid. I haven't actually used this yet because I don't really fry very much. I tend to, you know, stew and things like that when I'm doing that kind of food. So yeah, it's got a lid, which is a frying pan. Also inside there is a spork. I need to get a metal one eventually, guys, but at the moment this was what I could find. So it's a spork, you know, it's a normal spork. Inside of there is rice. Okay, you'll see on there, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, it's actually got the sell-by date. But yeah, it's rice. It's good for filling food, guys. Can't go wrong with a bit of rice. Inside the rest of the pouch, I keep a small aluminium cup for drinking water out of. You know, if I've been boiling water in this is actually the Snow Peak titanium cup. If I've been boiling water in this, guys, you can see it's actually quite big. Then this is obviously too hot to drink water out of because this has been in the fire. So I'll pour it into this, allow it to cool down, and drink it out of that. So that just sits inside of there. I know a lot of people have some problems with drinking out of aluminium. I probably will get rid of the aluminium cup eventually, but it takes up no space because it literally, as you can see, fits just inside of there fairly snugly. But yeah, I probably will get rid of it eventually, but at the moment it's not taking up any space, not really adding any weight. So yeah, and that comes inside of its own little mesh bag, which is there. Inside the rest of this pack, inside this part of the pouch, so instead of it being the back, it's inside the actual flappy bit of the pouch, I keep some spare paracord. This is a decent size paracord, or decent use paracord. This is, I think it's multi-cam. Doesn't really matter, it was just that was the first one that came up on the website. I brought it off. Really good 550 paracord. It's not the cheap stuff you get from Webtex, which is the first stuff I brought, which I regret actually. I brought 100 metres of it, so I'm going to have to use it somewhere or another. I might make some lanyards out of it or something like that. So yeah, that stays in the top of this pack. In the middle part of this pack, I've got adventure food. Dried food. You just add cold water or hot water depending on what that one is. This one is actually a chocolate mousse. I haven't actually tried this one. I've tried the other ones, guys. This is like, you know, your beef stew, and I think there's a hot pot and a chicken curry. I think I keep about 6 of these in the pack, guys. They've got between 1,000 and 600 calories. These ones are mostly add hot water. I have tried the chicken curry, the hot pot. This is goulash, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, or goulash, sorry, I should say. But yeah, I've tried that one as well. They're quite nice. Just add hot water, seal it back up, and leave it. You know, I think it says about 4 minutes. Depends on which one, obviously. Read before you eat it. But yeah, I keep a couple of those. My problem, guys, is I'm actually a celiac. I'm allergic to gluten. I was diagnosed very, very young, so I pretty much live with it. So no sympathy, don't worry. As I said, I live with it for a long, long time, so I've got to be careful what food I eat. So I can't just keep buying, you know, the SOS bars and, you know, the high protein bars and things like that. They all contain some form of flour, so I'm not actually allowed them. So yeah, I brought these from Go Outdoors. I've got a card. I think they were about £2, £2.50 each, so they're not too bad. Bunch of those in there, guys. They stay in there. Bit more rice. Again, got the sell-by date. This was actually just left over. You know, it's about a portion, maybe a portion and a half. My wife was going to chuck it out of the cupboard. I rescued it as a survival preppers do, you know. Inside this little bag, this was actually a little sewing kit that I brought. It's not a sewing kit in there, obviously. This is my tea bag. So we've got tea bags in here, sugar, there's some coffee in here, and some hot chocolate pouches. Yeah. Well, everybody needs a little bit of a boost, don't they? Hot chocolate is full of energy, full of good fats, so yeah, good. Inside of there I also keep a small Tic Tac container. Don't know if you can see that, guys. Small Tic Tac container. This has got salt and pepper sachets in, sorry, that were all stolen from Wetherspoon's restaurants and McDonald's, things like that. So yeah, salt and pepper makes everything taste a little bit better, doesn't it? And in the bottom of this pouch, which I think is almost the last section, I keep a bit of rag. That's for drying up like my pots and pans and things like that. It's 100% cotton, so I can also turn it into char cloth if I need to. So yeah, that's from an old t-shirt actually I used to use for work. I also keep a small pencil case. Okay, inside this pencil case is a small maintenance kit. Let's just take this apart quickly for you. I keep Vaseline, I don't know if you can quite see that, and 2 Sharpies in the top of this pencil case. Vaseline mainly for chapped lips, or I can attach it to the cotton wool to make a better fuel for starting fire. Sharpies, it's a survival pack, so you can have a pen in there somewhere, aren't you? It also helps when you're sharpening a knife to go along the edge to make sure you're getting exactly the edge when you're sharpening it. I'll show you my sharpener in a bit. I keep a rag which has got some oil soaked into it for stopping things getting rusty. Again, that's the reason I mainly keep a stainless steel knife in here. I do normally use high carbon steel knives or Damascus knives, but it's a kit that I might be, you know, on my way back home, say if my van's broken down or the EMP's happened or anything along those lines, or I've had to bug out, I take this with that because it doesn't really need that much maintenance. So yeah, that's in there. I also give a little bit of beeswax. It's just a small lump of beeswax. It's to keep the leather on the back of Laplander. If I'm going bushcrafting, I also take an axe with me, and I also take my Damascus knife, which has also got a leather sheath, so that really helps looking after that. It's also good for paracord when you're doing bow drill fires. It just gives that paracord a little bit more bite. So yeah, that's in there. There's also, before I get into that tin, sorry, there is a Brillo pad, which Mike actually told me about, which I use for now cleaning my Snow Peak and my Goot designs. So yeah, there's also a tin. I've actually used this, as you can probably see, for charring materials in the past. This has a small fishing kit, which is in there and in there with some safety pins and needles and things like that. Not needles, sorry, sewing needles. Some cotton. That cotton's actually quite tough, and I've got some thinner cotton there as well for other repair bits and bobs. But yeah, it's a bit of a maintenance kit. I got the idea for that from Dave Canterbury's YouTube channel. Maintenance kit and a tin that I can use for charring cloth or charring punkwood or charring certain mushrooms. So yeah, that goes in there. And this mainly stays in the bottom of my pack, because if I'm sitting down maintaining my kit, it's usually because I found a nice safe area that I can camp out for the night. So yeah, that stays in the bottom of my bag. Before I get onto my pouch that I'll show you in a minute, at the top of the bag there's a small area. It's actually designed for like sunglasses or shooting glasses. I don't really wear sunglasses, and I don't really have a firearm in here, so I don't need shooting glasses. So it is a fleece lined bag. Doesn't need to be, it's nice easy access. That is the other Collins gem. I don't know if you can quite see that. It looks like the sun's coming in from the window. It's actually the first aid Collins gem. We should all have a first aid pack in here, and that is in here. I'll show you in a minute. It's also got an Easy Lap foldable sharpening stone. One side is 400 grit and the other side is 1200 grit. I usually have a leather bout on me, sorry guys, which I can use for stropping a knife as well if I need to, which is pretty much all I really need to for 72 hours. So yeah, I keep that in there just because it's the best place for it. So yeah, that stays in the little fleece lined area at the top of the pack. Right then, to get onto this bit, I'll just move that out of the way. This is a small Viper bag, guys. It's a cheap bag, but again, that was all I had at the time. So so in here, I believe it's enough stuff that I could survive 12 hours, or 24 even, to be honest. So yeah, I'll just show you through this. This again is the other bit that goes onto my back, or goes onto my belt. We have got, that can go in the bin actually, now it's falling apart. Inside that small tin, it does have a small Ranger band on it, or inner tube really, to be completely honest with you. Inside there are water purification tablets and 4 extra AA batteries for my torch. 4 extra batteries is a little bit overkill, but they came in a pack of 6, so there's 2 in the torch and 4 in here. So yeah, that goes in there. Also in here is another ferrocerium rod. This is actually the Bear Grylls version. This was a gift off my wife a couple of years ago. It's really, really good, guys. Yeah, it comes apart, it's got a decent O-ring to keep everything dry. Ferrocerium rod there, that slots back in there, like so. And then the other end is a small compartment which has got another O-ring in again for cotton wool. It does also have an emergency whistle on. It's not a particularly powerful whistle, but it's got a whistle on nonetheless. So yeah, another sort of form of combustion. Excuse me. Inside there, it does normally have another Ranger band on. I actually used a bit of the Ranger band last time to use fire. Is medication. So we've got paracetamol, ibuprofen, hay fever medication, you know, antihistamines for bug bites or whether my hay fever is playing up. It's also got in, oh no, that's it actually, sorry. Yeah, that sort of stuff in it. So yeah, that's in there as well. I've also got 2 spare pairs of bootlaces. I'm always breaking my bootlaces, guys. My wife keeps telling me that I do them up too tight. She's probably right, but don't tell her. Yeah, so yeah, 2 pairs of bootlaces. So yeah, they're also in there. Tissue paper. As I said, I do suffer from a little bit of hay fever, but it's also for wiping your backside, as I said earlier with the baby wipes. So yeah, they're in there as well. This is a bit of paracord. This is the cheap paracord, the Webtex paracord. It's not very good. It is plaited, so there is 3 times the amount that you can actually see there. So yeah, it's not great paracord. I will eventually get around to plaiting some decent sort of paracord and attaching that into this pack as well. So yeah, paracord. Alcohol rub, cleaning your hands. Nothing more really. It's also good for making fire. You can put it onto cotton wool and it'll burn really, really quick, really, really hot. So yeah, that's in there as well. Small first aid kit. Should never leave home without a first aid kit, guys. I'm a firm believer in first aid. I know a lot of people say that if you're careful you shouldn't really need it. I'm careful, still had to need it. I'm actually a carpet fitter by trade, so you'd think I'm actually used to using knives, but I have cut myself, not generally severely, but a small nick on the end of your finger and you're going to need a plaster. It's that simple, guys. So yeah, first aid kit. Excuse me. Mylar blanket. Just a standard gold Mylar blanket. It's not the bivy bag type that you see in the earlier pack. It is just a Mylar blanket. Also inside of here, guys, are some burn gel. This is for, well, burns. It can be used on sunburn. It can be used on fire burn, embers, that sort of stuff. We've all burnt ourselves around a campfire doing stupid stuff, or just had a small ember, you know, going to your finger or your knee, or something silly along those lines. So a little bit of burn gel. It's like the ointment sort of stuff. It's like an oil that you just stick onto your skin. Works really, really well, actually. I've used it a couple of times. Instantly soothes the pain. So yeah, another glow in the dark stick. Yeah, this one is actually the 12-hour one. The blue one you saw earlier was an 8-hour one. Yeah, what else more can you say about a glow stick? This is the torch I use, guys. It's a Phoenix LD22. It's a really good torch. This was a recommendation from a couple of reviews that I've seen on YouTube. There are plenty of reviews, so I probably won't ever review this, but it's a very, very good torch. Takes AA batteries, as I said earlier, which is always an advantage for the sort of survival prepper type. So yeah. I also keep a small opinel. We all know about opinels, I'm sure we've all seen one before. Very, very sharp, high carbon steel. I use this for the ferrocerium rod as well. It's really, really good at striking as a ferrocerium rod. It is a lockable blade, so it's not technically a UK legal carry, but I'm sure if it was in the bottom of my pack, no one's really going to do anything about it. So yeah, opinel. I also keep a small compass on a small lanyard. It is just a button compass, just for finding my own way. Never really had to use a compass because I've been lost, more to find where I'm going. But as I said, this one's just a small sort of backup compass more than anything, just in case I lose the one that's in my pack. So yeah, a small button compass. Also, a really good pair of scissors. In the back of the first aid kit, sorry guys, I forgot to mention, there are a pair of tweezers for getting out, you know, anything really, basically. Plucking my eyebrows just in case I need to make myself look pretty. No, it's for getting rid of splinters and ticks and that kind of stuff. But yeah, also a decent pair of scissors. There are a pair of scissors in there, but I've used them before, they're not very good. So I made sure I got a decent pair of sort of almost surgical scissors. They are from a really, really good first aid kit that I keep in the van as well. Yeah, there's that Ranger band actually I saw earlier that from that tin. I also keep in my van a basic first aid kit, not a basic first aid kit, sorry, a basic car or van maintenance kit. So, you know, ratchet sets, spanners, so on and so forth. So if I can get home by fixing my van, I will. But obviously if it's been an EMP and the van's broken down or anything along those lines, then I'm not going to get home. As I said, I run this more as a slightly bushcraft bag than your usual sort of 72-hour bug out bag, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it is slightly more on the odds sort of side. But yeah, other than that, guys, please like, share and subscribe. I'd like to get a channel going. I've got a lot of kit that I can review. This is, as I said, just a 72-hour kit. I've also got a lot of bushcraft kit. So yeah, please, as I said, like, share, subscribe, make any comments. I know that I've erred on the side quite a lot today by going so hopefully my new videos will be a little bit better, and maybe I'll write a script and just follow that. So so yeah, hope you like, guys. Please please like it. Cheers. Bye.